Well, of course, in time-honoured tradition in our country, the pub has long been a hotbed of political activism, and long may that continue. So I have indeed had very important meetings about sometimes pub issues. Often, if there's an important meeting about things like the recent beer duty campaign, then yes, absolutely, I'll have those chats in the pub. So the pub is a great place to come together and talk politics. The pub is really a microcosm of our society and the hub of where we interact as individuals. So, sometimes you do have sometimes you have banter, sometimes you have fun, sometimes you do have arguments, sometimes quite heated arguments. But the great thing is you can always end by agreeing to disagree and agreeing that you love the pub and you love a pint and raising a glass to that. Oh, I'm sure I've had some of my very best ideas in pubs. And indeed, one of the wonders of modern technology is now I've got myself a tablet. Often, and don't tell my wife this, but often on the way home I will go and spend just half an hour having a pint in a quiet corner and sending emails and coming up with ideas and even writing speeches that I might then deliver in the House of Commons. So the pub is a great place for coming up with all sorts of ideas. Well, I'm a big sports fan as well as a huge supporter of pubs. And sometimes there are times when you absolutely want to sit, and other times you really have to stand. And I've got to say, there's nothing I enjoy more than being in one of my local pubs back in Otley in Yorkshire, where I live. And sometimes you want to stand and chew the fat and have a chat with the locals at the bar. Sometimes that is the most pleasant thing. Another occasion, it might indeed be sitting in the corner with your newspaper or your iPad. So, indeed, when I'm standing at the pub at the bar in one of my locals, then I expect and welcome people coming and having a chat, and they do. Sometimes they ask me things, sometimes they challenge me on government policy, sometimes they ask me how some of the pub campaigning is going. But I'm more than happy to do that, and it's great to get a sense of that and to understand what people think, as well as having a joke and a laugh and a drink with people, as you should in any community pub. The best pubs are the ones I go to, and I can tell you that some of the best pubs I've ever been to are in Scotland, are in Wales, as well as England. Clearly there are some fantastic pubs in Yorkshire, but I've been to fantastic pubs in just about every corner of this sceptred isle. And one of the joys is you go out and you suddenly find a pub that you've never heard of before. But city pubs, town pubs, village pubs, they all have their place. They're all different, but there are wonderful examples of each. And maybe I would give you a firm decision on my favourite pub ever if I had a lifetime visiting them all. But until I've done that, I will simply say there are lots and lots of good pubs, all run well, serving good beer, and those are the pubs that really are part of the community. And those are the ones that I will carry on sampling until I finally feel able to make that difficult choice.